Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm Ben, and today I've got a pretty quick one for you. At the beginning of this season, I spooned on these new Tusk Waypoint tires, and I actually just put together a comparison between these and the Tusk D Sports that I've been running on my KLR, as well as the 701 and my DR650. That's available to the members already, and a huge thanks to my members out there for all of your extra support. It'll be available to the rest of you guys this coming Saturday, so if you're interested, be sure and check that out. And when I installed these tires, I used a method that one of you guys suggested, which was basically to install them without any sort of liquid lubricant. I just used talc powder, and I'm wondering if that maybe contributed to this issue. I think the main problem, though, is just the fact that I've been using this electric air compressor / power station to fill my tires up, and it turns out that even though you can precisely set what PSI you want in the tires, it ends up being a couple PSI under that. I did also install them when it was quite cold out, and now I think they're right around... Ooh, well, I probably let a bit out there, but definitely low. The back was at about 15 PSI, and the sticker on the chain guide there says they're supposed to be at 22 PSI. So I aired the back one up and double checked it, and this one I was gonna air up, but I've gotta fix something first. And that's the fact that this valve stem is no longer perpendicular to the rim. It's got a little bit of an angle to it. And essentially, that's because when I slammed on the brakes at some point, the rim sort of slipped on the tire, meaning the tire dragged on the rim this way, thus dragging the tube with it. And this issue is precisely why I didn't stick the nuts on the top sides of here. And my plan, which sort of fell apart, mostly due to laziness, was to stick one of these little Tusk Gromets on here, and essentially it just sort of twists onto the threads and then hugs the rim and the valve stem itself, which means you can't get any water, or at least very little water or debris inside of here. And of course, it's not like there's a huge gap there, but it's still big enough that, of course, water and a little bit of dust could get in there. So I'm gonna have to get some of these from Rocky Mountain for both the XR and the DR. But the other really nice thing about these is that they still have a little bit of play in them, which is, of course, really nice if you end up in a situation like I did where I thought I had enough pressure in there, but didn't, or say you air down to ride some messy trails, forget to air back up, and then slam on the brakes for an animal or a bad driver or something like that. It's just nice to have a little bit of leeway in there. And I really got to get these pulled off of the DR650, but with them locked in place like that, there's really just nowhere for that to go. I mean, regardless of whether the tube is even attached in here, this is going to look exactly the same. So essentially there would be no indication that there's an issue until I don't have any air in the tire anymore. Where now I can just remove the valve core in here, let the air out, and maybe just slide the tire and tube on the rim. I might possibly have to squirt a little bit of soap in there. So I'll put a link for the grommets that I should have on here down in the description. I'll also put a link for a tool, come on camera, to remove the valve core if you guys are running into this problem or you want to pick one up to change tires. But the nice thing about the Tusk tubes is that they've got the tool built into the valve stem cap. So just have to put this on here and then give it a twist to turn that out. So that's what the inside looks like. Essentially, this just seals up against the inner part of the valve stem. When you push this, it'll let the air in or out, and then when you release, the spring pushes it back out, keeping the air inside. Now hopefully I can just break this bead by hand. Oh yeah, no problem. And the reason I'm doing this is just to get a little bit less contact between the bead of the tire and the portion of the rim that the bead is supposed to sit on. I'm gonna spray just a little bit of this down in there to keep everything lubricated when I'm going to spin this, but also to hopefully kind of help it adhere to the rim. And of course I could use a bead lock instead of relying on soap to adhere the tire to the rim, but I don't ever air down just because a lot of the trails that I ride are too rocky, so I don't really see a whole lot of value in it for me personally. The only time I've ever had an issue like this is when my tires were improperly aired up. So I don't really think it's something that I'm gonna be too concerned about. Now hold up a minute. It looks like it almost kind of fixed itself a bit. So just removing the air out of there seems to have kind of let the tube slide, and I suppose breaking the bead probably helped too. There is just a slight angle on it, so I'll see if I can't get it to move just a little bit, straighten it out. So I'm just gonna grab the tire and give it a spin. There we go. Straight again. Then I'll put the valve core back in, snug it down, and then air it back up. And instead of 21, we'll go 24. We can air it down from there. We're blowing bubbles. Definitely got some liquid in there. Let's see what we ended up with in there. That looks a little better. And so does that. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you want to help me make more content like this, I've got lots of affiliate links for all sorts of products that I use on my bikes down in the description. Even if you just need to do some shopping for something else and you use a link, it definitely makes a big difference and allows me to keep doing this, which I absolutely love. So thank you guys for watching. Take care, stay safe, stay swanky, get out and enjoy this beautiful world any chance you get. If you can't do that right now, here's some more videos to check out in the meantime.